Sauti said, Janamejaya, the son of Parakhiti, was with his brothers attending his long sacrifice on the plains of Kurukshetra. His brothers were three, Srutasena, Ugrasena, and Bhimasena. And as they were sitting at the sacrifice, there arrived at the spot an offspring of Sarama, and belabored by the brothers of Janamejaya, he ran away to his mother, crying in pain. And his mother, seeing him cry, exceedingly asked him, Why criest thou so? Who hath beaten thee? And being thus questioned, he said unto his mother, I have been belabored by the brothers of Janamejaya. And his mother replied, Thou hast committed some fault, for which hast thou been beaten? He answered, I have not committed any fault. I have not touched the sacrificial butter with my tongue, nor have I even cast a look upon it. His mother Sarama, hearing these and much distressed at the affliction of her son, went to the place where Janamejaya with his brothers was at his long-standing sacrifice, and she addressed Janamejaya in anger, saying, This my son hath committed no fault. He hath not looked upon your sacrificial butter, nor hath he touched it with his tongue. Wherefore hath he been beaten? They say not a word in reply. Whereupon she said, As he hath beaten my son, who hath committed no fault, therefore shall evil come upon ye, when ye least expected it. Janamejaya, thus addressed by the celestial Sarama, became exceedingly alarmed and dejected, and after the sacrifice was concluded, he turned to Hastinapura, and began to take great pains in searching for a Purohita, who could be procuring absolution for his sin, neutralize the effect of the curse. One day, Janamejaya, the son of Parakhit, while hunting, observed in a particular part of his dominions a hermitage where dwelt a certain rishi of fame, Srutasrava. He had a son named Somasrava, deeply engaged in ascetic devotions, being desirous of appointing that son of the rishi as his Purohita. Janamejaya, the son of Parakhit, saluted the rishi and addressed him, saying, O possessor of the 6 attributes, let this thy son be my Purohita. The rishi thus addressed answered Janamejaya, O Janamejaya, this my son, deep in ascetic devotions, accomplished in the studies of the Vedas, and endowed with the full force of my asceticism, is born of a she-snake that had drunk my vital fluid. He is able to absolve these from all offense save those committed against Mahadeva, but he have one particular habit. These he would grant to an Brahmana, whatever might be begged of him. If thou canst put up with it, then thou take him. Janamejaya, thus addressed, replied to the rishi, It shall be even so. And accepting him for his Purohita, he returned to his capital, and he then addressed his brothers, saying, This is the person I have chosen for my spiritual master. Whatsoever he may say must be complied with by you without examination. And his brother did as they were directed, and given these directions to his brother, the king marched to Takhias and brought that country under his authority. About this time there was a rishi, Ayodha di Raumia, by name, and Ayodha di Raumia had 3 disciples, Upamanu, Aruni, and Veda. And the rishi bade one of these disciples, Aruni of Pankhala, to go and stop up a breach in the water course of a certain field. And Naruni of Panchala, thus ordering by his preceptor, he hurried to the spot. And having gone there, he saw that he could not stop up the bridge in the watercourse by ordinary means, and he was distressed because he could not do his preceptor's bidding. But at the length he saw a way and said, "Well, I will do it in this way." He then went down into the bridge and lay down himself there, and the water was thus confined. And some time after, the preceptor Ayoda di Ramia asked him or the disciples where Arun of Panchala was, and they answered, "Sir, he hath been sent by yourself, saying, Go, you stop up the bridge in the water course of the field." Thus reminded, the Ramia, addressing his purpose, said, "Then let us all go to the place where he is." And having arrived there, he shouted, "O Aruni of Panchala, where art thou? Come hither, my child." And Aruni, hearing the voice of his preceptor, speedily came out of the water course and stood before his preceptor. And addressing the latter, Aruni said, "Here I am in the breach of the water course, not having been able to devise any other means. I entering myself for the purpose of preventing the water running out. It is only upon hearing thy voice that, having left it and allowed the water to escape, I have stood before thee. I salute thee, master. Tell me what I have to do." The preceptor thus addressed replied, "Because in getting up from the ditch thou hast opened the water course, thenceforth shalt thou be called Udidalaka, as a mark of thy preceptor's favour, and because my words have been obeyed by thee, thou shalt obtain good fortune, and all the Vedas shall shine in thee, and all the Dharma Sastras also." And Naruni, thus addressed by his preceptor, went to the country after his heart. The name of another of Ayoda the Raumia's disciple was Upamanyu, and the Raumia pointed him, saying, "Go, my child, Upamanyu, look after kine." And according to his preceptor orders, he went to tend the kine. And having watched them all day, he returned in the evening to his preceptor's house, and standing before him, he saluted him respectfully. And his preceptor, seeing him in good condition of body, asked him, "Upamanyu, my child, upon what dost thou support thyself? Thou art exceedingly plump." And he answered, "Sir, I support myself by begging." And his preceptor said, "What is obtained in alms should not be used by thee without offering it to me." And Upamanyu, thus told, went away. And having obtained alms, he offered the same to his preceptor, and his preceptor took from him even the whole. And Upamanyu, thus treated, went to attend the cattle. And having watched them all day, he returned in the evening to his preceptor's abode, and he stood before his preceptor and saluted him with respect. And his preceptor, perceiving that he still continued to be of good condition of body, said unto him, "Upamanyu, my child, I took from thee even the whole of what thou obtainest in alms, without leaving anything for thee. How then dost thou at present contrive to support thyself?" And Upamanyu said unto his preceptor, "Sir, having made over to you all that I obtained in alms, I go a begging a second time for supporting myself." And his preceptor then replied, "This is not the way in which thou shouldest obey the preceptor. By this thou art diminishing the support of others that live by begging. Truly, having supported thyself so, thou hast proved thyself covetous." And Upamanyu, having signified his assent to all that his preceptor said, went away to attend the cattle. And having washed in all day, he returned to his preceptor house, and he stood before his preceptor and saluted him respectfully. And his preceptor, observing that he was still fat, said again unto him, Upamaniu, my child, I take from thee all thou obtainest in alms, and thou dost not go a begging a second time, and yet art thou in health condition. How dost thou support thyself? And Upamaniu, thus questioned, answered, Sir, I now live upon the milk of these cows. And his preceptor thereupon told him, It is not lawful for thee to appropriate the milk without having first obtained my consent. And Upamaniu, having assented to the justice of this observation, went away to tend the kine. And when he returned to his preceptor abode, he stood before him and saluted him and usar. And his preceptor, seeing that he was still fat, said, Upamaniu, my child, thou eatest no longer of alms, nor dost thou go a begging a second time, not even drinks of the milk, yet art thou fat. But what means thou contrive to live now? And Upamaniu replied, Sir, I now sip the froth that these cows threw out while sucking their mother's teats. And the preceptor said, These generous cows, I suppose, out of compassion for thee, threw out large quantities of froth. Wouldst thou stand in the way of their full meals by acting as thou hast done? Know that it is unlawful for thee to drink the froth. And Upamaniu, having signified his assent to this, went as before to tend the cows. And restrained by his preceptor, he feedeth not on alms, nor hath he anything else to eat. He drinketh not of the milk, nor tasteth he of the froth. And Upamaniu, one day, oppressed by hunger, went in the forest, ate of the leaves of the arca. And his eye being affected by the pungent, acrimonious, crude, and saline properties of the leaves which he had eaten, he became blind. And as he was crawling about, he fell into a pit. And upon his not returning that day, when the sun was sinking down behind the summit of the western mountains, the preceptor observed to his disciple that Upamaniu was not yet come, and they told him that he had gone out with the cattle. The preceptor then said, Upamaniu, being restrained by me from the use of everything, is of course, and therefore doth not come home until it be late. Let us then go in search of him. And having said this, he went with his disciples into the forest and began to shout out, saying, Ho, Upamaniu, where art thou? And Upamaniu, hearing his preceptor's voice, answered in a loud tone, Here I am at the bottom of a well. And his preceptor asked him how he happened to be there. And Upamaniu replied, Having eaten of the leaves of the arca plant, I became blind, and so have I fallen into this well. And his preceptor thereupon told him, Glorify the twins as wings, the joint physicians of the gods, and they will restore thee thy sight. And Upamaniu, thus directed by his preceptor, began to glorify the twin as wings in the following words of the Rig Veda. Ye have existed before the creation, ye firstborn beings, ye are displaying this wondrous universe of 5 elements. I desire to obtain you by the help of the knowledge derived from hearing and of meditation, for ye are infinite. Ye are the cause itself of nature, an intelligent soul that pervades that cause. Ye are birds of beauteous feathers perched on the body that is like to a tree. Ye are without the 3 common attributes of every soul. Ye are incomparable. Yea, through your spirit in every created thing, pervade the universe. Ye are God egos. Ye are the sense into which all things disappear. Ye are free from ego and know no deterioration. Ye are beauty speaks that will not unjustly strike and are victorious in every encounter. Ye certainly prevail over time. Heaven create the sun, yea, we have the wondrous kloof of the ear by means of the white trees of the day and the black trees of the night. And with the cloth so woven, ye have established two courses of action appertaining respectively to the Devas and the Pitris. The bird of life sized by time, which represent the strength of the infinite soul, ye set free for delivering her unto great happiness. They that are in deep ignorance, as long as they are under the delusions of their sons, suppose you, who are independent of the attributes of matter, to be gifted with form. 360 cows, represented by 360 days, producing one calf between 10 with each year. That calf is the creator and destroyer of all. Seekers of truth following different routes, drown the milk of the true knowledge with its help. Ye as wings, ye are the creator of that calf. The ear is but the nave of well, to which is attached 720 spokes, represent as many days and nights. The circumference of this well, represented by 12 months, is without end. This well is full of delusions, and no deterioration. It affects all creatures, whether of these or of the other worlds. Ye as wings, this well of time is set in motion by you. The well of time as represented by the E has a nav, represented by the 6 seasons. The number of spokes attached to that nav is 12, as represented by the 12 signs of the zodiac. This well of time manifests the fruits of the acts of all things. The presiding deities of time abide in that well. Subjecting as I am to its distressful influence, ye as wings, liberate me from that well of time. Ye as wings, ye are this universe of 5 elements, ye are the objects that are enjoyed in this and in the other world. Make me independent of the 5 elements, and through ye are the supreme Brahma, yet ye move over the earth in form, enjoying the delights that the sense afford. In the beginning, ye created the 10 points of the universe, then have ye placed the sun and the sky above. The Hish, according to the course of the same sun, performed their sacrifice, and the gods and the men, according to what hath been appointed for them, performing their sacrifice, always enjoying the fruit of those acts. Mixing the 3 colors, ye have produced all the objects of sight. It is from these objects that the universe hath sprung, whereon the gods and the men are engaged in their respective occupations, and indeed all creatures endure with life. Ye as wings adore you, always adore the sky with your handly work. Ye are the ordainers of the fruits of our acts, from which even the gods are not free. Ye are yourself free from the fruits of your acts. Ye are the parents of all. As males and females, it is ye that swallow the fruit which subsequently develops into the life, creating fluid and blood. The newborn infant sucks the teeth of its mother. Indeed, it is ye that take the shapes of the infant. Ye as wings grant me my sight to protect my life. The twins as wings does invoked appeared and said, we are satisfied. He is a cake for thee. Take and eat. And Upamanu thus addressed replied, your words, O Azin, have now proven untrue, but without first offering this cake to my preceptor, I dare not take it. And the Asvins thereupon told him, formerly thy preceptor had invoked us. We thereupon gave him a cake like this, and he took it without offering it to his master. Do thou do that which thy preceptor did. Thus addressed Upamanyu again, say unto them, O Asvins, I crave your pardon. Without offering it to my preceptor, I dare not apply this cake. The Asvin then said, Oh, we are blessed with this devotion of thine to thy preceptor. Thy master teeth are of black iron, thine shall be of gold. Thou shalt be restored to sight, and shalt have good fortune. Thus spoken to by the Asvins, he recovered his sight, and having gone to his preceptor's presence, he saluted him and told him all. And his preceptor was well pleased with him, and said unto him, Thou shalt obtain prosperity, even as the Asvin have said. All the Vedas shall shine in thee, and all the Dharma Sastras. And this was the trial of Upamanyu. Then Veda, the older disciple of Ayodhya the Raumia, was called. His preceptor once addressed him, saying, Veda, my child, tarry some time in my house and serve thy preceptor. It shall be to thy profit. And Veda, having signified his assent, tarried long in the family of his preceptor, mindful of serving him. Like an ox under the buffness of his master, he bore heat and cold, hunger and thirsty, at all times without a murmur. And it was not long before his preceptor was satisfied, and as a consequence of that satisfaction, Veda obtained good fortune and universal knowledge, and this was the trial of Veda. And Veda, having received permission from his preceptor, and leaving the lady's residence after the completion of his studies, entered the domestic mode of life. And while leaving his own house, he got 3 pupils, and he never told them to perform any work or to obey implicitly his own behests, for having himself experienced much woe while abiding in the family of his preceptor, he liked not to treat them with severity. After a certain time, Janamejaya and Paushya, both of the order of Kshatriya, arrived at his residence, appointed the Brahman, Veda, as their spiritual guide, Upadhyaya. And one day, while about to depart upon some business related to a sacrifice, he employed one of his disciples, Utanka, to take charge of his household. Utanka said, He whatsoever should have to be done in my house, let it be done by thee without neglect. And having given these orders to Utanka, he went on his journey. So Utanka, always mindful of the instruction of his preceptor, took up his abode in the lady's house. And while Utanka was residing there, the female of his preceptor house having assembly addressed him and said, O Utanka, thy mystery is in that decision when connubial connection might be fruitful. The preceptor is absent, then stand thou in his place and do the needful. And Utanka, thus addressed, said unto this woman, It is not proper for me to do this at the bidding of woman. I have not been enjoined by my preceptor to do aught that is improper. After a while, his preceptor returned for his journey, and his preceptor, having learned all that had happened, became pleased and addressed Utanka, said, Utanka, my child, what favor shall I bestow on thee? I have been served by thee duly, therefore hath our friendship for each other increased. Therefore grandly leave to depart. Go thou and let thy wish be accomplished. Utanka thus addressed, replying, saying, Let me do something that you wish, for it hath been said, He who bestoweth instruction contrary to usage, and he who receiveth it contrary to usage, one of the two dieth, and amity springeth up between the two. I therefore who have received thy leave to depart, I am desirous of bringing thee some honorio, do it to a preceptor. His master, upon hearing this, replied, Utanka, my child, wait a while. Some time after, Utanka again addressed his preceptor, saying, Command me to bring that for honorarium which you desire. And his preceptor then said, My dear Utanka, thou hast often told me of your desire to bring something by way of acknowledgment for the instruction thou hast received. Go then and ask thy mistress what thou art to bring, and bring thou that which she directs. And thus directed by his preceptor, Utanka addressed his preceptress, saying, Madam, I have obtained my master leave to go home, and I am desirous of bringing something agreeably to done as honorarium for the instruction I have received, in order that I may not depart as his debtor. Therefore, please command me what I am to bring. This addressed, his preceptress replied, Go unto King Paushya and beg of him the pair of rings worn by his queen, and bring them hither. The 50 hands is a sacred day when I wish to appear before the Brahmanas, decked with these rings. Then accomplish this, O Tanka, if thou showest success, good fortune shall attend thee, if not, what good canst thou expect? Utanka, thus commanded, took his departure, and as he was passing along the road, he saw a bull of extraordinary size, and a man of uncommon stature mounted thereon. And that man addressed Utanka and said, Eat thou of the dung of this bull. Utanka, however, was unwilling to comply. The man said again, O Utanka, eat of it without scrutiny. Thy master ate of it before. And Utanka signified his assent and ate of the dung and drank of the urine of that bull, and rose respectfully, and washing his hand and mouth, went to where King Paushya was. On arriving at the palace, Utanka saw Paushya seated, and approaching Utanka saluted the monarch, by pronouncing blessed, and said, I am come as a petitioner to thee. And King Paushya, having returned Utanka's salutation, said, Sir, what shall I do for thee? And Utanka said, I came to beg of thee a ring as present to my preceptor. It behoveth thee to give me the ring worn by the queen. King Paushya replied, Go, Utanka, into the female apartments where the queen is, and demand of her. And Utanka went into the woman's apartment, but as he could not discover the queen, he again addressed the king, saying, It is not proper that I should be treated by thee with the said. Thy queen is not in the private apartments, for I could not find her. The king thus addressed, considered for a while, and replied, Recollect, sir, with attention whether thou art not in a state of defilement, in consequence of contact with the impurities of a repast. My queen is a chaste wife, and cannot be seen by anyone who is impure owing to contact with the living of a repast. Nor doth she herself appear in sight of anyone who is defiled. Utanka, thus informed, reflected for a while, and then said, "Yes, it must be so. Having been in a hurry of performing my ablutions in a standing posture." King Pauhia then said, "He is a transgression. Purification is not properly effected by one in a standing posture, not by one while he is going along." And Utanka, having agreed to this, sat down with his face toward the west, and washed his face, hands, and feet thoroughly. And he then, without a noise, sipped thrice of water, free from scone and froth, and not warm, and just sufficient to reach his stomach, and wiped his face twice. And he then touched with water the arteries of his organs. And having done all this, he once more entered the apartments of the woman, and this time he saw the queen. And as the queen perceived him, he saluted him respectfully, and said, "Welcome, sir. Command me what I have to do." And Utanka said unto her, "It behoveth thee to give me those ring of thine, a bag then as a present for my preceptor." And the queen, having been highly pleased with Utanka conduct, and considering that Utanka as an object of charity could not be passed over, took off her rings and gave them to him. And she said, "These rings are the most sought of by Takihaka, the king of the serpents. Therefore shouldst thou care them with the greatest care." And Utanka, when told this, said unto the queen, "Lady, but under no apprehension, Takihaka, chief of the serpents, is not able to overtake me." And having said this, and taken leave of the queen, he went back into the presence of Pauhia, and said, "Pauhia, I am gratified." Then Pauhia said to Utanka, "A fit object of charity can only be had at long intervals. Thou art a qualified guest, therefore do I desire to perform a sagrada. Cadeado." And Utanka replied, "Yes, I will tear, and beg that the clean provisions that are ready may be soon brought in." And the king hath signified his assent, and entertained Utanka duly. And Utanka, seeing that the food placed before him had in it, and also that it was cold, thought it unclean, and he said unto Pauhia, "Thou give me food that is unclear, therefore shalt thou lose thy sight." And Pauhia in answer said, "And because thou impute uncleanness to food that is clean, therefore shalt thou be without insight." And Utanka thereupon rejoined, "It behoveth thee not, after having offered me unclean food, to curse me in return. Satisfy thyself by ocular proof." And Pauhia, seeing the food alleged to be unclean, satisfied himself for his uncleanness. And Pauhia, having ascertained that the food was truly unclear, being cold and mixed with hair, prepared as it was by a woman with unbraided hair, began to pacify the rich Utanka, saying, "Sir, the food placed before thee is cold, and doth contain hair, having been prepared without sufficient care. Therefore I pray thee pardon me. Let me not become blind." And Utanka answered, "What I say must come to pass. Having become blind, thou mayst, however, recover the sight before long. Grant that thy curse doth not take effect on me." And Pauhia said unto him, I am unable to evoke my curse. For my wrath even now have not been appeased, but thou knowest not this. For a Brahmana's heart is softer new sharpened butter, even through his word be a sharper edged razor. It is otherwise in respect of these with the Kshatriya. His words are soft as new sharpened butter, but his heart is like a sharp-edged tool. Such being the case, I am unable because of the hardness of my heart to neutralize my curse. Then go thou thy own way. To these Utankar made answer, I showed these the uncleanness of the food offered to me, and I was even now pacified by thee. Besides, sayest thou at first, that because I imputed uncleanness to food that was clean, I should be without ensue. But the food truly unclean, thy curse cannot affect me. Of this I am so. And Utankar having said this, depart with the earrings. On the road, Utankar perceiving come towards him a neck idle beggar, sometimes come in wing and sometimes disappearing. And Utankar put the earrings on the ground and went for water. In the meantime, the beggar came quickly to the spot and take up the earrings ran away. And Utankar having completed his ablution in water and purified himself, and having also reverently bowed down to the gods and his spiritual master, pursued the ship with the utmost speed. And having with great difficulty overtaken him, he seized him by force. But at that instant the person seized, quitting the form of a beggar, and assuming his real form, viz. That of Takshaka, speedily entering a large hole open in the ground, and having got in, Takshaka proceeded to his own abode, the region of the serpent. Now Utankar, recollecting the word of the queen, pursued the serpent and began to dig open the hole with a stick, but was unable to make much progress. And Indra, beholding his distress, sent his thunderbolt to his assistance. Then the thunderbolt entered that stick and locked that hole. And Utankar began to enter the hole after the thunderbolt, and having entered it, he beheld the region of the serpents, infinite in extent, filled with hundreds of palaces and elegant mansions, with turrets and domes and gateways, abounding with wonderful place for various games and entertainment. And Utankar then glorified the serpents by the following slokas. Ye serpent, subject of King Airavata, splendid in battle, and showering weapons in the field like lightning sharp clouds driven by the winds. Handsome and of varied form, and decked with many-colored earrings. Ye children of Airavata, ye shine like the sun in the firmament. On the northern banks of the Ganges are many habitations of serpents. There are constantly adored the great serpents, who respect Airavata won't desire to move in the burning rays of the sun. When the heat terrestrial goes out, 28,008 serpents follow him as his attendants. Ye who move near him, and ye who stay at a distance from him. Adore all of you that have Airavata for your elder brother. Adore those to obtain the earrings, O Takshaka, who formerly dwelt in Kurukshetra and the forest of Kihandava. Takshaka and the Asvasena, ye are constant companions who dwell in Kurukshetra on the banks of Ikshumati. I also adore the illustrious Srutasena, the younger brother of Takshaka, who reside at the whole place called Mahadiumna, with a view to obtain the chief ship of the serpents. The Brahmana reached Utankar, having saluted the chief serpents in this manner, obtained not, however, the earrings, and he thereupon became very fruitful. And when he saw that, he obtained not the earrings, even though he had adored the serpents. He then looked about him, and beheld two women at a loom waving a piece of cloth with a fine sorrow, and in the loom were black and white reeds. And he likewise saw well, with 12 spokes, 36 boys, and he also saw a man with a handsome horse, and he began to address them the following mantras. These were whose circumference is marked by 24 divisions, represent as many lunar sands, is furnished with 300 spokes. It is set in continual motion by 6 boys. These dancers represent universal nature, are waving without intermission a cloth with threads black and white, and thereby ushering into existence the manifold worlds and the beings that inhabit them. Thou wielder of the thunder, the protector of the universe, the slayer of Rita and Namuki, thou lustrous one who wearest the black cloth and displayest truth and untruth in the universe, thou who ownest for thy carrier the horse which was received from the deeps of the ocean, and which is but an old form of agony, I bow to thee, thou supreme Lord, thou Lord of the three worlds, O Purandara. Then the man with the horse said unto Utanka, I am gratified by this thy adoration. What good shall I do to thee? And Utanka replied, Even let the serpents be brought under my control. Then the man rejoined, Blow into this horse. And Utanka blew into that horse, and from the horse thus blow into, there ensued from every artery of his body flames of fire with smoke, by which the region of the Nagas was about to be consumed. And Takshaka, surprised beyond measure and terrified by the heat of the fire, hastily came out of his abode, taking the earrings with him, and said unto Utanka, Pray, sir, take back the earrings, and Utanka took them back. But Utanka, having recovered his earrings, thought, Oh, this is that sacred day of my preceptress. I am at a distance. How can I, therefore, show my regards for her? And when Utanka was anxious about this, the man addressed him and said, Ride this horse, Utanka, and he will in a moment carry thee to thy master's abode. And Utanka, having signified his assent, mounted the horse and presently reached his preceptor's house. And his preceptress, that morning, after having bathed, was dressing her hair sitting, thinking of uttering a curse on Utanka, if he should not return with time. But in the meantime, Utanka entered his preceptor's abode, and paid his respect to his preceptress, and presented her the earrings. Utanka, said she, for hast arrived at the proper time, at the proper place. Welcome, my child, thou art innocent, and therefore I do not curse thee. Good fortune is even before thee. Let thy wishes be crowned with success. Then Utanka waiting on his preceptor, and his preceptor said, Thou art welcome. What hath occasioned thy long absence? And Utanka replied to his preceptor, Sir, in the execution of this my business, obstruction was offered by Takshaka, the king of serpents. Therefore I had to go to the region of the Nagas. There I saw two damsels sitting at the loom, waving a fabric with black and white reeds. Pray, what is that? There likewise I beheld a well with 12 spokes, ceaselessly turned by 6 boys. What doth that important? Who is always the man that I saw, and what the horse of extraordinary size likewise beheld by me? And when I was on the road, I always saw a bull with a man mounted thereon, by whom I was angrily accosted thus: Utanka, eat of the dung of this bull, which was always eaten by thy master. So I ate of the dung of that bull according to his words. Who was he? Therefore, enlightened by thee, I desire to hear how about them. And his preceptor addressed unto him: The two damsels thou hast seen are Dihata and Vidihata. The black and white trees denote night and day. The whereof 12 spokes turned by the 6 boys signify the year compressing 6 seasons. The man is Parjanya, the date of rain, and the horse is Agni, the god of fire. The bull that thou hast seen on the road is Aravata, the king of elephants. The man mounted thereon is Indra, and the dung of the bull which was eaten by thee was Amrita. It was certainly for this that thou hast not met with death in the region of the Nagas. And Indra, who is my friend, having been merciful, inclined, showed thee favor. It is for this that thou returnest safe, with the earrings about thee. Then, O thou amiable one, I give thee leave to depart. Thou shalt obtain good fortune. And Otanka, having obtained his master's leave, moved by anger and resolved to avenge himself on Takshaka, proceeded towards Hastinapura. That excellent Brahmana soon reached Hastinapura, and Utanka then waited upon King Janamejaya, who had some time before returned victories from Takshashila. And Utanka saw the victorious monarch surrounded on all sides by his ministers, and he pronounced benedictions on him in a proper form. And Utanka addressed the monarch at the proper moment in a speech of correct accent and melodious sounds, saying: O thou the best of monarchs, who is it that thou spendest thy time like a child, when there is another mother that urgently demandeth thy attention? Sauti said. The monarch Janamejaya, thus addressed, saluting that excellent Brahmana, replied unto him: In cherishing these my subject, I do discharge the duties of my noble tribe. Say, what is that business to be done by me, and which have brought thee hither? The foremost of Brahmanas, and distinguished beyond all for good deeds, thus addressed by the excellent monarchs of Lahart, replied unto him: O king, the business is thy own that demandeth thy attention, therefore do it, please. O thou king of kings, thy father was deprived of life by Takshaka, therefore do thou avenge thy father's death on that vile serpent. The time hath come, I think, for the act of vengeance, ordained by the fates. Go then avenge the death of thy magnanimous father, who being bitten without cause by that violent serpent, was reduced to 5 elements, even like a tree stricken by thunder. The wicked Takshaka, vilest of the serpent race, intoxicated with power, committed an unnecessary act when he bit the king, that godlike father, the protector of the race of royal sons. Wicked in his deeds, he even caused Kasyapa to run back when he was coming for the relief of thy father. It behoveth thee to burn the wicked wretch in the blazing fire of a snake's sacrifice. O king, givest not order for this sacrifice. It is thus thou canst avenge the death of thy father, and a very great favour shall have always been showed to me, for by that malignant wretch, O virtuous prince, my business always was, on one occasion, obstructed while proceeding on account of my preceptor. So he continued. The monarch, having heard these words, was enraged with Taxhaka, but the speech of Utanka was inflamed the prince, even as the sacrificial fire with clarified butter. Moved by grief also in the presence of Utanka, the priest asked his minister the particulars of his father John to the region of the blessed. And when he heard about the circumstance of his father's death from the lips of Utanka, he was overcome with pain and sorrow.